All right, you guys, good morning. Let's go ahead and get into it and see what we got for the morning. We have a lot of setups to be watching today. We have a lot of volatility in pre-market, thankfully, which should give us hopefully plenty of opportunity today. I know yesterday we were a bit sideways for most of the morning, so we still had some opportunity. Into the day small green yesterday with some nice trades on lift. So looking forward to doing that again today. SPY is back to testing 500 this morning as well. So hopefully we can keep on tracking higher over there. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let me start sharing my screen here as well. And of course, we are going to be watching SoundHound today. SoundHound did have that NVIDIA investment announced this morning, so we want to be keeping an eye on that. I feel like that does hit 5 today, or at least test 5 area around 4.8. We'll be watching that out of the open. I don't like it in pre-market just because I don't like trading things much in pre-market anymore because of the lack of liquidity and because of the lack of stops. It's too hard for me to get out. So I'll be watching that after the open. I do like SoundHound for today. I'm going to be watching it off a quick flush at the open for the quick reversal back up into 4.5 and 4.8 overhead. And that is posted up on the pre-market watch list as well. So far we've already gone over SoundHound on the list. We've gone over DWAC on the list. I want to be watching both of those. Those are our top gappers for the day as well. APP is also posted. We're going to be watching that off of 45 today. And we've been watching that one for the past couple of weeks. For the break of, I think it was like the break of 45, and it of course finally broke out with some meaning today after earnings. We want to be watching that. RXRX I don't like. SPWR don't like. RUM is up on DWAC sympathy. SMCI at 933 now is just absolutely insane. It's up another 6% in pre-market this morning. I don't know when that thing's going to stop, and I don't really care to trade it again today. I know we played it yesterday. I know it's still grinding higher today. It might have that magnet to 1,000 next, but I don't know if I really like it anymore up here. I don't know. I'll watch it off of like 912 maybe today, but it's not something that I'm really too set on playing today. I just feel like it's a bit overdone, and I've been saying that one for a while, but it's like eventually this thing's got to stop, right? So I'll watch over 912s today. Maybe it looks decent. Maybe it magnets up towards 1,000 before it does start to give back. But I'm ready for it to stop. I really am ready for it to stop just because I want something new, right? I'm tired of playing the same overextended crap every single day. So hopefully we get something new soon. Let's see. Coinbase up at 170, 175 today. Not much range to the upside from here. You've got about 187 to the upside. So you could potentially watch that today. When was earnings on this? Was it yesterday? Let's see. Today after market close. That is right. So I'm not going to be playing Coinbase today because they do have earnings this afternoon. So we'll play it maybe after earnings, maybe tomorrow, depending on how the market does digest that news. But as of right now, I don't really have any need to play it. So let me get all the setups posted up from, well, we can finish scanning first. Let's scan, then we'll get all the setups posted up. I think we've got like 6 or 7 so far for the open. Okay. Let's see what we got. CLSK, CIFR, a lot of miners again this morning. And we might have already gone through the list. I did want to look at DraftKings as well. Now, DraftKings, I might look at CELH too. There's a few names that I want to look at. DraftKings with the flat top break over 44.04. It's actually breaking above that here in pre-market on light volume. I did want to watch this today. This is an all-time highs, is it? No, it's not. Let's see, over 44.04. Do we have any range over that 44? Yeah, you've got a decent amount of range to about 47 and 48 on DraftKings. So about 7 to 10% of range to the upside, which is not too shabby. I'd watch this today and see if you can get that move. But if you can find buyers out of the open on this today, ew, it looks like they also have earnings today after close. Okay. So DraftKings earnings after close today. That's going to be a bit of an issue for me because typically these names that have earnings same day, they're chop city. So we'll watch it. Typically it's in my rule book not to play something like that on the day of earnings. So I'll probably not play that either. You can always play it tomorrow depending on how it digests news, but they usually tend to chop those around the day of earnings. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's not something that I'm too stuck on. We'll have DraftKings over 44, and in parentheses we'll say earnings today to be determined. So we might play, we might not. Really just depends on how it trades today, but typically they're super, super choppy. Let's see what we got. Carnival, PLTR again today. PLTR is on the nightly watch list. We'll touch on that in a few minutes after we're done with the scan from the morning. Meta still holding up really well, and I actually might want to look to play Meta here shortly. It looks like you've got the break here. I'll have to look at a different chart and likely to see the right price, but let's see. Yeah, I want to look for the daily break over like 480 on this if we look at Meta. And I'll keep an eye on it. I don't so much care for it today, I don't think. Let me check. It's actually not horrible today if you can find buyers up over this pre-market high. But in any case, I'll keep it on the back burner. But it's not a horrible look actually over the PMI from today. Range back to that 485 on the previous high. So you can actually watch this today over 476.50-ish, 476.30. And at that point, you'd have range back to about 480 and then 485 overhead. So we can watch that one today, see what's up with it. I might watch it just over 480, depending on where we do find confirmation. But for the most part, it is a nice look. All right, so we've gone through all of our gappers for the morning. Let me get at the plans from the nightly watch list. We've got SMCI and Meta and DraftKings from the pre-market gap scan. Let me pull up real quick. We got AMD on the nightly watch list. And AMD was on the watch list 2 nights ago for the break of that 176. Finally broke that 176, what was it, yesterday afternoon late? And we want to watch it back over 176 today. If it can find some buyers, you've got range on it back up to about 185 and 190. So we want to be watching AMD today over 176 for the range back up to 185. Let's see what else we got here. We still have about 20 minutes until the bell. AMAT is next. And AMAT also has earnings today after the close. And that's my concern with DraftKings and with, what was the other one that we looked at? Coinbase. Earnings today. And like I said on the watch list with AMAT, I most likely will not touch AMAT until after earnings today. So again, AMAT I'm also going to put down here with DraftKings. I like it over 188.20, but earnings today makes this to be determined. I don't like it yet. If I do like it, it will likely be after earnings, just because I need to see how the market is going to digest that news. Then we can always just go from there. And that is going to be AMAT. Let's see, then we've got Disney. Disney, of course, we're still going to be watching. I liked Disney over the past high. I didn't like it below the past high because we have clear sellers off that 112. But I did like it over 112.77. So I do want to keep an eye on Disney today over 112.77 on the previous high, as we do have range to about 117.50 to the upside there, which is pretty substantial for Disney. PLTR next. PLTR bumping up and testing the 25.55 previous high this morning in pre-market. It looks like it does want to break. So we want to be watching that one today if it does decide to break over that 25.55. And just keep it simple. 25.55 break of the previous high. You've got range to 26.85 and 27.15 overhead. So 25.55 on PLTR. Got a lot to watch today. That's a really good thing. PLTR, Netflix is next. And Netflix, also a really, really good setup. A lot of these big gappers from a couple of weeks ago finally starting to curl back higher. like PLTR, Netflix, Disney, Meta, a lot of them. So Netflix we want to watch today. It's already kind of breaking over that 580. I just want to watch it over 580 today. It looks like that level actually might be 581 is what I want to use instead. So 581, we will keep an eye on out of the open. If we can find some buyers and find a pivot up higher here over this 584 area, I'll look to play this. We've got range to about 595, which gives you about $10 of range to the upside. And typically this one trades okay. It trades okay. It's not so choppy like a Netflix or an SMCI because this has actually had plenty of time for it to actually refuel before it does try to head higher. So in this case, we should have a bit of a easier chance catching some follow through on this. So over 581 today on Netflix over the previous daily high. And let's see, we got Lyft again as well. Lyft we did super well on yesterday. We traded it for about a 90 cent per share move. And we like it again today over that previous high around 1680. So we'd like it right around that 1680 previous high. It's testing that breakout spot today. You might be able to get something nice off of like 1664 entry, somewhere a bit lower on the kind of little 15-minute flag break. Let's see here. I definitely want to watch this one today again, as it does try to break higher. I can't tell, is this move, this little stick up, is this just like a misprint at the close? I'm trying to see here. It looks like a misprint at the close. Yeah, it looks like a misprint at the close. So I do want to keep an eye on it though, near that high, and see what we have on it. But it is a nice look for today. But yeah, a bit of a misprint there at the close. So it is kind of tossing my levels off a little bit. But we'll watch it that way anyways. I just want to watch it over the 1677 because I don't like it so much around 16.5 or 16.6 just because there's not much range to the upside from there. So I want to watch it over 1677. Over yesterday's high. And you've got range to 18 bucks if we can find some pretty hefty buyers over that 1677. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 setups so far to watch. We also have Soundhound to watch today. Soundhound is opening pretty strong as well, and I want to be watching that one off of a flush at the open because that does have NVIDIA news. NVIDIA did disclose a 1.73 million share stake in Soundhound, which, you know, NVIDIA has been hot the past couple of months. So that theme does apply there to Soundhound with AI. So I want to be watching that one today, and it could see 4, 8, or 5 today. And the float on that on Soundhound is 213 mil, so it does have some meat. Thankfully, I don't like trading the super tiny stocks anymore, so this one does have at least some meat to the move. So we want to watch Soundhound today off of a flush at the open. It'll have to be above, what do I have here? Over the 390s is what I've got marked up, which gives it enough room to really have a nice flush at the open. So I want to be watching it off of the 390 flush at open. And then other than that, we've just got the APP and DWAC. Now, APP, I don't know if I really like it because it's not really liquid here in pre-market. Not a whole lot of liquidity, but DWAC is starting to break to the upside. Yeah, DWAC trying to break to the upside back to that previous daily high around 58.73. Over 58.73, that previous daily high, it gives you range to about 63 and then 66. So make sure you've got these levels marked up. Over the previous high, 58.73, you've got range to 63 and then 66. So you have about 5 to 10% of range on the previous daily overhead breakout. I don't want to watch this to the downside at the open off of VWAP anymore. I just want to watch it over like 56 bucks. And we do have range here on DWAC to 58.73 and then up through 63 and 66. And that's a nice look for sure. We've got about 10 minutes until the bell, so we're going to sit back and wait for these setups after the open. and see where we can go from there. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 setups to watch today. And I'm going to get them all pulled up. But we've got a lot. We've got a lot of setups. That's a really, really good thing because it gives more opportunity for some of these to actually meet our entry criteria. You know, if you have 1 or 2 setups to be watching today, you know, neither of them meet your entry criteria, then you're sitting here like a sitting duck, you know, looking around like, what do I do? All right, so we've got this over 476.30. Make sure you've got all of your charts pulled up and ready to go. I'm going to get all of mine pulled up now, get them all marked up and ready. We do have about 10 minutes until the bell, so it gives you plenty of time to go through, pull up all the charts, get all of your lines all marked up. Hopefully you already have with the nightly and pre-market watch list, because all of the levels are over there, so you can get all those marked up. So we got Netflix. Let me get the last 3 pulled up, and then we'll be ready for the bell. What do I mean by entry off of View app on DWAC? So if you go to the class archives, there is videos in there that talks about confluence and how to use the different indicators that we use. I would go through those, take a look at those, and it'll give you a better idea. It's like an hour-long explanation and kind of goes through the whole 9 yards there. If you scroll up, it should say confluence. I'm scrolling up looking right now. Let's see. Yeah, there's one that says confluence lecture. It's week 8. There's also one on, let's see, week 6. So both of those should help you out. And make sure you've also got those indicators turned on. That's in the broker setup channel as well. All right, so I'm going to actually set a price alert on one of these because I don't have enough room on my charts to get all these pulled up. So let's set a price alert on Lyft over 1677. All right, cool. All right, so we've got a price alert set. We're ready to go. We've got 7 minutes until the bell. And we've got 9 setups to be watching today. Well, we've actually got like 11, but I'm not going to be keeping an eye on DKing or AMAT this morning. That's more for after the close whenever they do report earnings. All right, so make sure you guys do, of course, take the time, like I keep on saying, to pull up all those charts, get all those levels marked up so you are prepared and ready for the bell. Do not wait until after the open to do that. You will be scrambling, you will miss trades, you will be more stressed out, you're going to run around panicking, so don't do none of that. Do it now before the bell does hit, so you're all ready to go. Well, while we're waiting, let me know in the chat real quick how you guys did yesterday. I know it has been a bit slower, but yesterday was a nice easy day, so hopefully you guys were able to do pretty well. SMCI is heading higher into the bell here, back up to 942. It's just wild. Wild, wild stuff. And I don't like playing it up here at all. We talked about it, but trying to play these overextended names to the upside like this, I almost just like to not even touch it. Like, we played SMCI yesterday, and it was super good, and we did well on it. But the higher these things get, the worse they trade, the more poppy and droppy they are, the more fake outs you're going to find. Because that incentive to the upside is starting to really just dry up. We've got about 3 minutes. All right, you guys over on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm going to go and shut y'all down. Get ready for the bell. We've got about 12 setups that we are watching into the bell, so should be a nice day today. I'm looking forward to it. And I do hope you guys have a great day today. And I will let you guys know later how I did today. Have a good one, guys.